Well, we'll update here. So I got all of these channels here cleaned out. 415 on the bottom where the rust was. Tried to do a spot correction on this panel. There were just too many inconsistencies, so I got to do that more time-consuming skim coat and then sanding it completely flat. And I have a feeling I'll probably be doing that with more panels than not. I might actually avoid it on this, but I have a small ding there otherwise, so I might be able to just do one spot here, but we'll see. And that's it, completely flattened. You can see a higher spot there, and you can see how thin, really thin that is. It's the way to get it once painted to look completely flat. Okay, so this surface is very flat. Just that skim coat gets it flat. Start on the top side of the hood. The bottom side is primered already. We had the sandblasted, but we're going to also go over it with the surface conditioning tool. And in fact, I already did with the first grit of that. Significant lack of flatness in this. So there's going to be a lot of work on this hood, getting it flat. Slate to work with. Now it's all down to the metal. It's been sanded twice with 2 different grits of the surface conditioning tool. Now we will put a light coat of primer on there and then sand the surface and see where our low spots are. So now you can see that it's been block sanded, and you can see all the low points. Those are the points that where the primer remains. So that's where it's not very deep. You can feel it. It's not very deep, but deep enough to definitely be able to see it if you put paint on it. So now a body filler has to kind of go in there like a skim coat and blocked until it's flat, until you don't put primer on it or a guide coat and you don't see it. You don't see any low spots anymore. You can see the several passes, several layers. Each one just builds it up a little more, and it's less than a millimeter total, so it's not a lot, but it takes multiple passes to get it flat. And then the entire thing will get a skim coat and then be block sanded so that it's completely flat. Presents about almost 2 hours of work, just what you've seen there. I probably got another 4, I would say, on just the hood before I'm happy. Hopefully it's just 4 before I'm happy with how flat it is. The recap of the day, about a little over 9 hours. So I got that surface done. I applied primer, prepped and applied primer to the top. I did miscellaneous areas like inside here, stripping that and doing that. Started to deal with this area here and all of that. The big job here was cleaning out and then putting Core 15 on that, all of that area there, and then we'll primer that and that'll be ready for paint. So, and then I did some work down in the rusted through areas. Like I rebuilt that lower area there. So it was a pretty good day. Again, moved the ball down the field quite a bit today. 9 hours, and that's it. I would say we're 75% of the way towards being ready for paint, because a lot of the most difficult stuff, especially that fender, is done. And stripping the paint, so now we're just really cleaning up that last 25%. So it should come together fairly quickly in 5 or 6 days. probably 10 days. If I say 5, that means 10. So turns out it'll be 10, but definitely making some great progress.